Hey guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to my channel and to a new mini album tutorial. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited to share with you a new mini album tutorial. As you guys can hear, I have been super sick this entire month, but I'm happy that I'm finally able to bring you a new mini album tutorial. So this is an 8x10 mini album and it has 4 signature pages, lots of room for pictures, and we're using my easy hinge system, and I think you guys are gonna really enjoy this book. So this is the mini album that I created for my mini album subscription club. So if you guys like to receive a blank book every month, make sure to check out my mini album subscription club. So I'm going to continue to ship this book until the end of May. So if you're interested, make sure that you sign up before the end of May to receive this book. So I also went ahead and created a digital cutting guide for this book. So if you like to kind of see the measurements ahead or follow with the measurements next to you, I'm gonna have that link below as well. And before we go ahead and start with our tutorial, I wanted to share with you my new pieces from Ana Luisa. So as you guys already know, I absolutely love Ana Luisa. You have heard me talk about him for a few years now. I absolutely love wearing their jewelry, and their pieces maintain their shine, and they're just so beautiful, affordable, and environmentally friendly. They also ship free in the United States, so make sure that you take advantage of that. So right now they're having their Mother's Day sale, which is still going, and I know this video it's a little bit after Mother's Day, but I wanted to share with you the pieces that I got, which basically I am wearing right now. So I have these 2 beautiful rings here, or hoops should I say, and I just love how elegant, how simple they just go with every outfit, and I wear them all the time, especially for work. And as I mentioned before, I never take out my jewelry when I shower, and as you can see, they maintain their beautiful shine and color, and they're hypoallergenic. I also wanted to just kind of share with you the new one that I picked up, and I wanted to also share how beautiful their packaging is, because again, it's so environmental friendly, but also it just makes a really cute pouch to transfer your jewelry if you are traveling, or to even recycle this for a crafty project. But these are the new pieces that I picked up right now. So this one is called the Celeste drop earrings, and they're just so beautiful. We have a sun and a moon, and just absolutely love them. So thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sending the beautiful earring pieces. Don't forget to check my link on the description box below. And now let's make our book. Let's take a look at the book. So like I mentioned, this book measures 8x10. It has 4 signature pages, and I'm using my easy hinge system, so super easy to put together. So on the first page here we have an accordion fold, a gatefold page, and this opens up right here. So I was kind of envisioning for this book, since we're so close to the end of the year, to make these kind of like a school book, like a yearbook. On the back over here, this page opens to the side, and then this opens up to the side like that. On this next page, this opens up and opens down, and then this whole thing opens to the side. And then over here we have a pocket, so you can add some more large formats in there as well. So again, the purpose was to maintain a little room for large pictures on this book, so it would be perfect for a wedding book, graduation, you know, any special occasion as well. So on the back here, this opens to the side and to the side like that, and then these 2 open up and down there as well. And then on this next page, this opens like that, and then this opens to the side, and this also opens up like this, so up and to the side. On this next layout here, we have this opening up and down, and then at the center here we have a belly band. so you can again add more large photo mats in there. So we're gonna close and close and close. Then over here, this page opens up and down, and then these two open to the side like that. So again, really large places for pictures here. And then on the back page, a large display. This opens up, and then over here this opens down and to the side, and this one also opens down and to the side. And then of course you have the back page right there, and then just the back cover, a large place here for an 8x10 picture. So that is the book that we are going to be making. Again, I have a cutting guide if you want to follow along. I'm gonna have that link down below. And now let's make our book. Okay, so to start this book, I'm going to be cutting my chipboard. So I have 2 pieces of chipboard that we are going to cut at 10, okay, by 8. And by the way, the chipboard that I get most of the time is this 8.5 by 11 medium weight chipboard, and you can find the link on my Amazon store. So the link, it's always in the description box with my most used craft supplies. And so again, we're cutting 2 pieces at 8 by 10, and then I'm going to cut 1 piece at 8 by 2.5. Okay, and we are going to bind the chipboard using lightweight cardstock. Now I'm going to be using the lightweight cardstock for the entire project. I'm going to be using this blush color, and the cardstock that I get is from Michael's, and I just love the quality. I think it works really good. It doesn't crack for me, so I just like using that one. So I'm going to actually join 3 pieces here this way. This to the side, and let's go ahead and use some glue. And I'm gonna need this, and I'm gonna need all of that, and then also some double-sided tape. So I use the score tape, also listed on my Amazon storefront. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and join the cardstock pieces. We're just gonna make one long piece here, and let me just add the glue and put this piece right there. And then we're going to add the chipboard. Okay, so I'm just gonna add this piece there, and then we're going to add the 2 other pieces, leaving a space in between the chipboard pieces here. Okay, and so we're just gonna leave a little space between the 2, press down. Okay, and then we're going to do the same. Okay, and we're gonna add this chipboard right here. Okay, so leaving a little space in between the 2 pieces here. Now I'm going to cut the corners. Okay, so you want to just cut like that, and always leave a space between where you're cutting and where your chipboard ends. And then we're gonna do all the corners here, and same thing over here and over here. Okay, and I will be having all of the measurements. If you want to see them on a PDF cutting guide, I'll have that link below. Okay, so I'm just gonna add my tape and press down, and then I'm just going to fold the cardstock around the chipboard and just kind of slowly bend and press down, and then we're just going to fold, give it a good fold. There we go. And we are going to remove the tape, okay, and fold this here again. Okay, so press down, and then on the bending lines you want to give it a score right here. Okay, so now we're gonna do the other side. So again, I'm going to add the double-sided tape. Okay, and then press down, and we're going to fold this here and press down, and then we're going to remove the tape and just fold this piece. There we go. And then we're gonna score on these bending lines, and then on this side here, on the short sides, we're just gonna tack around the chipboard. Okay, so you want the cardstock down. We're going to add double-sided tape here. Okay, so just the same steps. I'm sure you probably have done a million of these by now, but I always like to just share step by step in case this is your first time making a mini album, just so you can see how easy it is. It just takes a little bit of practice, but it's nothing very, it's nothing super difficult. You can definitely do it. And then we're gonna do the same over here. Okay, so just tag in the corners and then fold. Let me add my tape right there. Press down, and then we're going to fold and press down. Okay, and remove the tape here, and there we go. Now for this book, I'm going to be using my easy hinge system. So for the spine right now, I'm just gonna cover that with the cardstock. So we are going to cut a piece that is going to be about 5 inches by 7 3/4. Okay, and we're going to do these here on the spine. So let's add the glue. Okay, and then I'm also going to add glue over here next to the gaps. Okay, and we're just gonna put this piece right at the center and press down. Okay, so press, and there we go. And then we are going to score along the bending lines. So we're just gonna match these gap lines on the top and the bottom. You'll see the little marks, and then just kind of align those and give it a score. Same thing on this side. Okay, so give it a gentle score, and then we're going to fold this up, and you also want to give it a little score as you bend this up here to have a nice clean folding line right there. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same over here. So I already scored that, so now I'm just going to bring this up. Okay, and we're going to score here again. Just push the cardstock into those gaps that we left, and there you go. So now we have the binding pretty much ready. Now we're going to protect all of these and the spine by adding 2 pieces of cardstock on the inside covers. So those 2 pieces are going to be 9 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay, and then we're just going to glue these 2 pieces here, and let me go ahead and add the glue. Okay, and I'm gonna put these right there. Okay, so press, 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 and then we're going to do the other side. Okay, and we're gonna put this piece right here and just press down. Okay, and there we go. So we're done with the binding, and look how nice this looks. I just love large books with like smaller spines because they're so manageable. And something about the 8x10 that I really love. It really feels kind of like a lab book or like a school book, and I just love it. But okay, so now we're gonna put this aside and we're gonna work on the pages. Okay, so now for the base pages, we are going to be cutting 4 pieces, and these are going to be 7 3/4 by 10. Okay, so I have here 2, and then I'm going to do this again, so 10 by 7 3/4, and we're going to score along the 10 inches at 1/2 inch and at 1 inch. Okay, so let me grab my tool. So we're gonna score at 1/2 and at 1, and we're gonna do the same for all 4 pieces. So 1/2 and 1, and then 1/2. Okay, so 1/2 and 1, and then again we're going to score at 1/2 and at 1, and we're going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so I have those 2 score lines here, and so for these hinge systems, we actually have the hinge on each one of the base pages already. So very simple book. You have seen me do this hinge before, and you seem to really like how easy it is to put together. And that is basically it for the base pages. And now we're going to be adding layouts to each one of the pages before we put them into our book. So I'm going to first cut 1 piece. This is going to be a 9 by 8. Let's do 8, and we're going to score along the 8 inches at 1/2 inch, and we're going to fold along the score line, and then we're going to bring back one of the base pages, and we're going to glue this piece here along the top of the page. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and add the glue, And we're going to line these up right there along the top and press down. So now I'm going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be 7. So we're gonna do over here 7 by 9.5, and we are going to score along the 9.5 at 1/2 inch. Oops. Okay, so we're gonna score at 1/2 inch and at 5, and we're going to do the same here, 1/2 inch and 5, and we are just going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so we're gonna fold this piece like that. Okay, so this is going to be an accordion fold, and then same thing for this one. Fold and fold, and then we're going to bring back our page, and we're going to glue one on each side here. So we're going to add the glue, okay, and add this piece to the side right there, and then press down, and then we're gonna do the same on the other side. Okay, so we're just gonna line this up to the other one and press down. Okay, so then over here you're gonna have like a gatefold that opens up as an accordion fold. Press down, and then we're gonna close that up, and this is also going to open up. So that is gonna be that side, and now let's work on the back. So I'm going to cut one piece at 7 3/4 by 6.5, and then I'm going to use the other piece here, which is going to be 7 3/4 by 4.5, and we are going to score. So the first piece I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.5, and the second piece we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 4.5, and we are going to fold and fold here along the score lines, and then we are just going to bring back our page, and I'm going to add the 6-inch piece here on the left side. Okay, so we're just going to add the glue and line this up to the left side and press down, and then I'm going to add the other piece on the other side. So make sure that you are not gluing on the bending line. You want to stay away here and go a little bit to the left, and then we're just going to add the glue. Okay, so I'm just gonna add my glue and place this piece right here. Okay, and then press down, and then I'm just going to open that up and press down. Okay, so then this is going to close and close, and that is going to be the back. Now for page number 3, I'm going to cut one piece at 5.5. Let me actually do this way. So we're gonna do 5.5 by 8 3/4, and then I'm going to cut another piece, and this one is going to be 9.5 by 7 3/4. Okay, So then we're going to score the first piece at 1/2 inch along the 5.5, and then we're going to score along the 8 3/4 at 1/2 inch and at 8 1/4. And the second piece we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 9 1/2. And we are just going to fold along the score lines. And then for this one, we're going to cut the corners, and this is going to be a pocket. And then we're just going to fold along the score lines, just like that. And then we're going to bring back our page, and I'm going to add this pocket on the left side where we have the hinges. So I'm just going to fold my hinges back, and we're going to add this piece here. Okay, so there we go. And we are just going to add this piece and press down, go. And then we're going to add the other piece on the right side of the page, and we're just going to add the glue here and just line this up. And press down. Okay, and then we're just going to open these up and press down. So then I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 5.5, okay, by 8.5. So I'm just going to do here the same, 5.5 by 8.5, and we are going to score along the 5.5 at 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm just gonna score at 5, which is the same here. Okay, and we're going to fold along these score lines. Okay, so fold and fold, and then we are going to add these 2 pieces along the top and bottom of the page. So on this opening flap is where we're gonna be gluing these 2 pieces here. Here we go. And we want to center this right there. Oops. Okay, so we're just gonna center along the top and press down, and then we're going to open this up. Let me just press here again. Okay, and then open this up and just press right here. Okay, and then we're going to do the same for the other one. Okay, so you know I love symmetric pages, so we're just going to add this one along the bottom here. Okay, so just line it up to the one on the top, and then we're going to press down, and then we're gonna open this and press down. Okay, so then over here this is going to close and close, and then the whole thing is gonna open to the side, and you're gonna have your pocket. So that is gonna be page number 3. Now let's work on the back. So for page 4, I went ahead and cut 2 pieces at 9 by 7, and I score along the 9-inch side at 4.5, and then I just went ahead and folded to create these 2 booklets. And then I'm going to just use my scrap pieces here, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 4.5 by 1.5. Okay, so same thing here, 4.5 by 1.5. And so I'm going to score along the 1.5 at 3/4 inches. Okay, so same thing here, 3/4 inches. And we're just going to fold these 2 pieces, and I'm going to add these to the back of these little booklets here. So first we are going to glue these piece. I'm just gonna go ahead and place it first along the top left here. So we're just gonna place it right there and then press down, and then I'm going to add the glue on top, and we're going to put this piece here. So make sure that this opens to the left side, and then just line it up right there like that and press down. Okay, so now this is going to open to the left and then also open up. And we're gonna do the same with the other piece. Now the other one, we're gonna put it on the bottom and right side. Okay, so kind of like a mirror opposite of the other one. So we are going to first add this piece right here. Okay, so right there, press down, and now I'm going to add this piece here. So now I'm going to make sure this opens to the other side, and we're going to add the glue and add this piece right there. Okay, and then press down, and then so this one is gonna open to the side and down. Okay, so over here we have these 2 that are gonna open up like that and then open up like this, and that is gonna be our page 4. So for page number 5, I'm going to cut 1 piece at 6.5 by 7 3/4. Then we're going to cut another piece. This one is going to be 6 by 8 1/4. Okay, and then I'm going to use one of these pieces here, and I'm going to cut this one at 7.5, and this is going to be by 5, and we are going to score. So the 7.5 by 5, we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 7.5. The 6.5 piece, we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.5. And the piece that measures 8 1/4, we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8 1/4. And then we're going to fold along all of the score lines here. Okay, and we are going to bring our page, and first I'm going to glue the piece that measures 6.5 by 7 3/4. We're gonna glue these along the right side of the page, and we're just gonna add the glue and line these press down. Let me make sure this is going straight. There we go. Press down. And then we're going to add the piece that is 6 by 8 1/4, and we're gonna glue this one along the top of the one that we just added here. Okay, so let's add the glue and place these right along the top and press down. Then this is going to open up, press down here, okay, and then open up and open to the side. And then this other piece that measures 7.5, we are going to glue along the left side of the main page here, and we're going to add the glue and just place this right at the center and press down. And there we go. So now this page is going to open to the side. You have a large place here for pictures as well. Then we have this 6" by 7 3/4 large layout opens up, and then this opens to the side, and then you have this large background right there. So that is all going to be page number 5. And now let's work on the back. So we are going to cut 4 pieces at 4 1/4 by 5.5. Okay, so see here 5.5. Okay, and 5.5 by 4 1/4. And again 4 1/4 by 5.5, and we are going to score these 4 pieces at 1/2 inch, okay, along the 5.5. Okay, so 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then we're going to fold along the score lines. Okay, and same here, and then one more. Okay, and we're going to bring back our page, and we are going to be adding 2 of these along the top. Okay, so you just want to center those, and let's add the glue. And I'm just gonna put that right there, press down, and then I'm gonna do this one right there. Okay, so again we're gonna press down, and then we're going to do the 2 going down here. Okay, so I'm just making sure that it aligns to the ones on the top, and then one more. And this will go right there, and then just press down. Okay, so then over here this is going to open and down, and then these are going to open up and then close and close and close. And then along the center of that I'm gonna add a belly band. So let's cut this piece at 4 by 9. Oh, sorry, this was gonna be a 4 by 10. Okay, so let me try again. So we're gonna do 4 by 10. Okay, and we're going to score along the 10 inches at 1/2 inch and at 9.5. and then just folds and folds. Okay, and then we're going to open this up, open this down, and we're going to add this belly band here at the center. Now if you like to have a place for a big picture, you can just skip this step, but you can also add some extra photo mats in the belly band, and then also some pictures here on the belly band as well. So I'm just going to add my glue here, and then we're just going to place these at the center of this page, and then press down, and then over here you have your belly band right there, and then this will close. You can add a magnet here and close and close. So that is gonna be our page number, pages 5 and 6. So for page number 7, I'm going to cut one piece at 8.5 by 6.5. Okay, and then I'm also going to use this leftover, which is going to be 8.5 by 4.5. So we're going to score the first piece at 1/2 inch along the 6.5, and then the second piece also at 1/2 inch along the 4.5. And so we are just going to fold along the score lines these two pieces, and I'm going to bring my page back, and I'm going to glue this piece here along the top. Okay, so let's add the glue. Okay, and my glue is not coming out. There we go. And then we're just going to put this piece here. We're gonna center this along the top. Okay, so press down. There we go. And then I'm going to add the other piece here along the bottom of the page. Okay, so we're just gonna put this one down here and add glue. Okay, so let's see. Okay, something going on with that glue. So we're just going to add this right down here, and then press down, and then this is going to open down. I'm going to press here, and then this one's going to open up. I'm just going to press here again, and then I'm going to cut, let's do 2 pieces, and these two are going to be 9. I'm just gonna do this here, 9 by 7.5. Okay, so 2 of those, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 9 inches. Okay, so 1/2 and 1/2, and then again fold and fold. So when I make large books or larger books like this, I like to make sure to include enough larger photo layouts as well, so you cannot you know, like a big picture. Maybe the whole page can be a large picture here. So we're gonna open up and down, and then just simply add these 2 pieces. So let me fix my glue. Okay, and I'm going to add my glue here on this 1/2 inch. Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to add these right there, and then press down, here, and then open that up, press down. Okay, so we're just gonna add this piece on the other side. So I'm just gonna line this up, and there we go, and then just press down, press it down, and then we're gonna open that up and press down here. And then so now we're gonna close and close, and then I'm gonna close these and then close the larger layout right there. Okay, so that's gonna be page 7. And now let's work on the last page. So for this page, I'm going to use 2 pieces. These are going to be 8.5 by 11, and we're going to score along the 11 inches. I'm going to score at 6, okay, and then just fold along the score line. Okay, so same thing for this one. So I'm going to score at 6 inches along the 11-inch side, and then fold. And then I'm going to just use some of my scrap pieces here, and we're going to cut 2 pieces at 6 by 1.5. Okay, so same here, and we're going to score along the 1.5 at 3/4 inches. Okay, and then just fold along the score lines, and then we're going to bring back our page, and we are going to add these 2 connector pieces, one on each side. Okay, so along the bottom of the page, or I guess it will be sides bottom of the page, and we are going to add the glue. Okay, so I'm just going to line one here, okay, and then press down, and then we are going to add this other one. Okay, so we're just gonna add the glue and line this up right there. So we have our 2 connector pieces, and then we're going to be adding these 2 pieces that we cut, and then make sure that these open down when you glue this piece. So you can have them open up or down, but I'm just gonna add the glue here. Okay, and we are going to glue the 6-inch piece, or the 6-inch side is gonna go on top of that connector piece right there. Okay, and then just press down. Then I'm going to open this up and add the other piece right there. Okay, so let's add the glue. Okay, and just add this piece down, and there we go, and then just press down here, and then this is going to open to the side. So then over here we have this page that opens down and to the side, and then same thing here, down and to the side. And then for along the top, I am just going to add 1 more page, and this is going to be 9 by 8.25, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8.25, and then just fold and bring this back, and we are going to glue this piece along the top. Okay, so let's add the glue. Okay, so right here. Okay, and we're gonna put in these right up there and press down. Okay, and then so just open that up and press down. So large layout for pictures, and then when you open it, there's always something to move, and of course a lot of extra room for pictures. So those are gonna be our pages. So let me bring our pages, all of our pages back here. Let's see. Okay, so this will be our last page that's gonna go right there. And so we have our pages, we have our base, and next we're just gonna be adding the pages to our book. Okay, so I have all of my pages and we have our base, and now we're just going to add the pages to our book. So to add the pages to my book, I'm actually going to start from the last page and work my way up to the first page. So this is my pages 1 and 2, and then we have 3 and 4, pages 5 and 6, and then my last page, which are pages 7 and 8. And so we are going to add glue on this first 1/2 inch section here, and we're going to glue this 1/2 inch starting from the back score line. We're just gonna put it right next to that right there. Okay, so let's add the glue right here. Okay, and line these up right there next to that score line and press down. Okay, so give it a second to dry, and then we're going to turn the page over and then just press down. Okay, then we're gonna continue with the next page, and again we're just gonna add glue on this 1/2 inch, and then this one is gonna go right next to the first one. Okay, so we're just gonna add the glue here, and we're going to line these up and press down. Okay, and then we're gonna open these up. Okay, or turn it to the other side, and then we're gonna continue with the next page here. So add the glue. Okay, and then we're gonna add this here, press down. Okay, I hope you guys can see. Okay, I know it's hard when everything's the same color, but all I'm doing is just gluing these 1/2 inch sections right next to the previous one. Okay, so press down, then we're gonna lay this one flat and just add the next one, which is gonna be our first page, and then we're just gonna add the glue right there, and we are going to add this piece here. Okay, and there you go. That is going to be the base for our 8 by 10 mini album. lots of room for pictures. I hope that you guys enjoy the tutorial. If you are new, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any future tutorials, and I would love it if you guys give this video a like. And also I do want to just quickly share with you a new bonus tutorial that I posted for my channel members, so consider being part of my channel if you like to see more quick and easy little projects like these. So every month I create a bonus tutorial, a technique tutorial, and also a live craft with me. So this is the one that I actually just shared, and I love how this came out. I think I'm going to be making a couple more of those for my channel members. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.